Welcome to Kent Test 1 Maths. Question 11 to 25. Here we go. A sequence is derived by doubling the previous term and then adding 3. If the third term is 17, what is the sixth term? Every single question you can always pause and then have a go. Now's your chance to pause the video. I will quickly go through these questions. Third term is 17, underline the important information, and then it just keeps telling us in order to get the next term we need to double and then you add 3. We're going from the third term to the sixth term. So let's just do it a few times, we're done. So this is 17. And what's it telling us? We need to double. 17 times 2 is 34, and then you need to add 3, which is 37. Okay, so that's the fourth term. Now we go again because that is the rule. We're going to double and then we're going to add 3. So 34 times 2 equals 60. No, I need to focus. 37 times 2 is equal to 74. And then you add 3, which is 77. So that's the fifth term. And now you go again. The sixth term, 77 times 2. That is 154, and then you add 3, so that is 157. There we go. Question 12. How many more edges than faces does a triangular prism have? So what I've noticed is these types of 3D shape questions, they do keep appearing. So let's quickly draw one just to help you guys here. And it says edges and faces, so let's just count both. Now a really nice way to count this is we think of the 3 times table. Triangular face at the front, 3. 3 at the back, and how many edges joining them up? 3. As you can see, 1, 2, 3. A nice way to think of it is the corners all join each other. If we add them all up, that is 9 edges. Now if we look at the faces, let's just count together. Let's just count together how many faces. We got a triangle at the front, 1, a triangle at the back, another 1, and then how many rectangles are there? 1, 2, and then 3. So really 1 plus 1 plus 3, we got 5 faces. Let's just write that a bit clearer. We've got 9 edges and then 5 faces. So then is 9 minus 5, so it is equal to 4. Question 13. Some friends decide to rent a house. The rental cost of the house is £B, and there are C friends in total. So straight away we can think of dividing them. Now why am I saying that? Well, let's just put some fake numbers. Imagine B is equal to, let's say, £200. And let's say there are 4 friends. 4 friends. So if we split the cost, we are going to divide. 200 divided 4 is equal to £50. So bear that in mind. We probably divide. Next bit, if all the friends decide to share the cost of the house rental equally, how much do they pay in pence? Okay, so imagine, look at this example. We just did 200 divided 4, which is equal to £50. Now how do we go from pounds to pennies? We times by 100. Just want to write it fully. £1 is equal to 100 pence. So here, £50. This is equal to 50 times 100, so 5000 pennies, 5,000p. So that is what it looks like we're going to do. Divide the two numbers and then we take the answer and then times by 100. So if we look at A, that's the easy one to get wrong because that looks like this, B divided by C. But we need to times by 100 as well. Now B looks like the other way around. We're taking that answer and dividing by 100. No, we're timesing by 100 here. If I just write this fully, 200 divided 4 is 50, then you times by 100. C is if, that's just totally wrong. D, yep, that looks good. They're being really tricky. They should put that times by 100 here. So D is the answer, and B, that looks like you're multiplying both by 100 and then taking them away. But we're not taking away, we are dividing them. We're sharing the amounts between the friends, so D is the answer. Question 14. 8 students took an exam. Their marks are listed below. What is the median score? Pause the video now. You have 5 seconds if you want to have a go before I continue. When we look at lists of numbers, it's so important to put them in order. Then there's meaning too. the list of numbers. So let's put them in order. The smallest one is 8. Then the biggest one is 21. Put it here. And as we are deciding on the numbers, we can cross them off. This is a nice way to track things. Now, the next smallest will be the 12s. Let's put them both. And now the next biggest is 18. I like to go from left to right in order to make sure I don't miss anything. And now 13, 14, 17, might as well put them all together. A very nice way to list numbers. And now the median. This is just the middle number. How many numbers are there? 8. 1, 8, 2, 3. I'm just listing them in order. 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. Now if we look at this, an even number of numbers, there is no middle number. It's like 4 here and then 4 here. So it's really the middle of the middle, 4.5. So then you look at these two numbers. What's halfway between 13 and 14? 13.5. That's a nice tricky question. Here's a quick side question for you guys to try right now. Don't be lazy, pause the video now. So let's work out the range. What is it? 5 seconds. The range means the highest minus the lowest. So this means 21 minus 8, which is 13. Next question, number 15. If 5x plus 6 is 11, what is 5x minus 6? Interesting question. So we need to rearrange this, and then we have the answer. Think of it like this. Something plus 6 is equal to 11. So we have to do the opposite. You see that box? That's worth 5. Now how did I get that? You need to do the opposite. Move that plus 6, just move it over to the right side. That's what I mean by doing the opposite. So that's 5. And then here, x is equal to 1. And now they're asking us this. So you see this expression, it doesn't matter what they ask for. It doesn't matter because we work out x equals 1 and then we can put that value in. So that will be 5 minus 6, which is equal to minus 1. There. Okay, another side question. Let me see. Let me put that above. Why not? I've just thought of this idea just to make it even more useful for the students. So let me come up with something useful. You guys, don't be lazy. Pause the video now. Have a go. So imagine I said 7x plus 12 is equal to 51, let's say. No, 51 like that. I'll minus it. So work that out, and then the question, because this could happen on the real, there was 7x plus 12. Okay, you guys have 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds to pause the video, have a go, and then unpause. See if you get it. So first step, we need to put a box around that bit. Think of it like something minus 12 is equal to 51. Now how can we work that out? We need to do the opposite. So this is 51 plus 12, which is 63. So really I'm telling you x is equal to 63. Now we get this weird expression, which is exactly in the style of this. Here, that bit. Well now they've told us x equals 63. I just picked a really big number. 7x, whenever a number is next to a letter, you need to multiply. So 7 times 63, and then we plus 12. Okay, don't be lazy. You can pause the video now. Just work it out yourself, and then unpause. 63 times 7 equals what? Seven times 3 is 21. Write it with me. And then here, next bit, 7 times 6 is 42. Then you add to 44. So 441, and then you need to add 12. So 441 plus 12, that will be 453. Question 16. That times that equals that. What is that times that? You might be thinking, why is William being lazy? He's not reading out the full question. That's not true. That's how you think about it. So how can we look at this? The digits are almost the same. Maths is all about going from one number to another. Look here, 756 to 7.56, that's divide by 100. Okay, so what? Well, now this bit. 158 to 15.8, that's divide 10. So overall, it is what? Well, think about it in the opposite way. If I had, what's 100 times 10? That's 1,000. So if I just go the other way, divide by, so I'll just color code it properly in red. If I divide by 100, then I divide by 10, this is divide by 1000. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. This bit, this big number, I'm just going to divide by 1000. Just going to divide by 1000. Now every whole number, we know the dot is, the decimal point is on the right. So just go back 3 digits. 1, 2, 3 there. How nice. I wonder if they're giving us a clue. They put the comma there. I know that just means separating the 1000. But if we go back 3 places, it is there. 119.448. Good. Question 17. Ben lived in London for exactly 91 weeks. What fraction of the year is this? Oh, okay. Interesting question. What fraction of the year? That's a weird question. Okay. Because if we know straight away, 1 year has how many weeks? 52. If we look among the answers, it's not exactly a fraction, it'll be a mixed number. What a fantastic question. So write it with me. 1 year is 52 weeks. So 91 weeks. Put it here. 91 weeks. So here, maths is all about going from one number to another. Draw the arrow with me. How we go from here to there, divide by 52. Here you do the same, divide by 52. So let's do it. 91 divide 52. Is that what they want? What times table do they both share? Oh, they're being so mean. Nah, so mean. If you look at them, you think, how on earth? There's no times table. I'm going to give you a clue. If you don't know what times table they share, just split one up in factors. You see the top one? That's not obvious. So I'm not actually going to tell you that now. But the bottom one is obvious. If you look at 52, it's 2 times what? 26. And then you might think, well, so what? How is the top? Is the top number in the 2 times table? No, it's odd. Is in the 26 times table? Kinda. I want you to split this one up. Now, what a fantastic question. If we look at 26, that is what? 2 times 13. Put it here. And that's the clue. That's the hidden Easter egg clue. When I say Easter egg, I mean a hidden clue. We look at the top number, 13. 91 is actually in the 13 times table. What a mean question. And you can go up the 13 times table now. You can pause video now. 5 seconds. What is it? There we go. I've just written it all to make it useful for you guys here. If I go up, this will be 7 times 7 here. So put it there. The top will be 7 times 13. Okay, now what? Well, we need to cancel. We are simplifying. Look, and top and bottom, they both have a 13. So write it like this. So this will become 7 over 4. 7 divide 4. Now one of these will be that. Well, 7 divide 4, we do change it to a mixed number. So that's 1 remainder 3. And then 3 over 4. There we go. And you see that bottom number, that will also be the bottom number there. So that's the answer, 1 3/4. Fantastic question. Question 18, which one of these calculations gives the answer 16? Not too bad, just keep working out. You don't have to go from the top, just go from the bottom, or even midway. That's what I've told my students. Because guess what, the examiner, the person setting the question, might want you to pick C, D or E. Why? Because those are the later options. Guess what, I'm just going to go backwards. Doesn't matter. Because when I get 16, I stop and I quickly move on. That's the skill you need. See on the bottom, 3/4 of 20, that's an easy question. Write it with me. 3/4 of 20. Here, when we work out fractions, you need to divide by the bottom. 20 divide 4 is what? 5. You take that number and now you times by the top. 5 times 3 is 15. No, that is not it. How about the bottom one? 1/6 of 96. So you do it. 96 divided by 6. I'll give you 5 seconds. Pause the video now. Do it. How many 6's go into 9? 1 remainder 3. And then how many 6's in 36? 6. There we go. D is the answer. I'm not going to waste time checking the others. Actually, I will waste time in this video. In the real exam, you have to move on. But I just want to convince you with the other options. 0.3 of 30. If we look at this, 0.3 is the same as 3 over 10. 3 over 10. And then now you times by 30. Well, this is just like question E. It's in the same style, guys. It's in the same style. 30 divided by 10 is 3. Then you take that number, you times by the top, so that will equal 9. Now, 25%, what's the quick way to think of that fraction? That is 25 over 100, which is 1 over 4. So now we do a quarter. We can do a quarter of 70. And then you can just do short division. Let's do it together. 70 divided by 4. Now, it's not going to fit in, so I'm just going to put 0.00. Put the bracket around it. The bus stop, I mean. How many 4s go into 7? 1 remainder 3. How many 4s go into 30? Well, 4 times 7 is 28. And then what is 30 minus 28? 2. Put it there. And then how many 4s go into 25? 17.5. No. And then the top one, 33 divided by 2. I'm going to show you a cool way to think of that. Here, half of 32 is 16. Half of 34 is 17. You guys might be thinking, well, so what? Half of 33 is just halfway between these two. Oops. It is just halfway between these two, so 16.5. Okay, good. Question 19, the ratio of 1 to 1.2 is the same as which one? Now, because when it says ratio, we can actually put it as a colon, but they've got 2 in between. It's the same thing, that. Now, with ratios, there's always a way to make sure the numbers are whole, and the quickest way to make them whole is you times everything by 10. Just times everything by 10, so it's the same as 10 to 12. Now, if you look at this, 10 to 12 is the same as what? They are both in what times table? 2. Divide both by 2. So you get 5 to 6. That is the answer. Let's do another side question now. I'll put it down here. So can you guys simplify this ratio? Let me have a think. 3.5 to 4.5. 5 seconds. Pause it now. Have a go. Just make the numbers whole and then simplify. It's the same step as before. Can you see the 0.5 and the 0.5? Let's times by 10. Times by 10, we get 35 to 45. Now, they're both in what times table? 5. Now, 35 divided 5 is 7. And then 45 divided 5 is 9. 7 to 9. Question 20. How much greater is 2.683 rounded to the nearest whole number than 2.63 rounded to the nearest tenth? What a strange question. But it's okay. It's just a rounding one. Let's underline the normal. Let's underline the important bits, I mean. So if we round 2.683 to the nearest whole number, well, let's just think of it like £2.68. And what's that really close to? £3. How about this one? How about this? It's rounded to the nearest tenth. So that'll be well, if we just look at the tenth bit, it's 2.683. You see that 3? Well, it depends on the 8. So 2.68. And now the tenth is this bit. Now, if we look at this, is it £2.60 or £2.70? Well, it is £2.70. So let's put that over here. And then they're just asking for the difference. What's £3 minus £2.70? That will be 30p. Now, which one here is the same as 30p? Well, I can write it like 0.30. 0.30 there. Question 21. Peter mixes 3.5 litres of green paint with 4 times as much yellow paint. How many tins can he fill? Okay, let's underline the important info. Here. 4 times as much. Let's set it up. Now, can you see there's a lot of information? So I want you guys to write a table. Let's put it here. Green. Yellow. Now we're just mixing these two and then we get some paint. So I'm just going to call it total. It's like when I'm setting up ratio questions. I also draw a table for my students. 3.5 here, and what does it tell us? 4 times yellow paint. So here, pause the video now, do it. What's 3.5 times 4? Do it with me. 5 times 4, that will be 20. And then here, 3 times 4 is 12, and then you add 2, so 14. Put it here. Now, what does the total matter? Yeah, add it up. 14 plus 3.5 is 17.5. And now here, how many 250 tins can be filled with this new mixture? 250 milliliter tins. Ah, that is liters. Interesting. Right, I misread that a little bit, but that's fine. That's part of it. So this is 17.5 liters. Now in maths, it's so important we make two numbers the same type of numbers. So if we look at 17.5 liters, let's change that into milliliters times by 1,000. 17,500 milliliter. Now we're going to go from this to 250. Well, that's the whole tin, so let's just put it here. 1 tin is 250. Then here, I want to go to 17500. Is there an effective way? I might go to 4 tins, because then I'm just so close. Just want to show you a nice way to do it. Let me color code that better. Let's go yellow here. So 4 tins, 250 times 4, that's 1,000. Okay, just get closer. See, I could have kept it as 1 liter. You see, it's the same thing. It is the same thing. Well, let's just go from here to 17,000 milliliters. Well, what do we do here? We times by 17, draw an arrow going down. Times 17, that's the pink arrow. Do the same thing here. And pause the video now, 5 seconds. 17 times 4 is 7 times 4, 28. And then here 1 times 4 is 4. And then you add to 68 tins. But we need a little bit more, guys. We need a little bit more. Can you see we want 17,500, another 500, put it here. Look at the top line, 250. 1 tin is equal to 250. So how we go from 250 to 500, we times by 2, do the same thing here. 1 tin times 2 is 2 tins. And then we just add it up, 68 plus 2 is equal to 70 tins. Why have I done that? Because I'm just looking at these 2 bottom rows, 68 tins. That's equal to 17,000. This one, 2 tins is 500, so we just add the 2 together. So 17,500, which is what we want. So the final answer, it will be 70 tins. What a fantastic question. Question 22, if A is less than or equal to 55, which of the following must be true? This is the first time I've ever seen less than or equal to. Normally they just give us if A equals 55, B is what? And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to flip it round so then it's something we've seen before. This is a normal question. If A is 55, how do we work out B? Now, angles in a straight line, they add up to 180. Okay, so if that's true, how do we work out B? We just subtract 180 minus 55. Here's a cool way to do it. Just do 180 minus 50, which is 130, and then minus 5 is 125. I'm just breaking it down. Okay, so that means 125 must be in the answer. Well, that doesn't help. They all have 125. Now, I'm going to show you a cool way to think of it. What have they told us? A is less than or equal to 55, so let's just make it 54. See what happens. Well, imagine if A is 54. Let's just work it out again. If A is 54, B is what? Do the same thing. 180 minus 54 is what? You have 5 seconds, pause now, do it. That is 126. So can you see the answer? Well, we had, it could have been 125 or 126. So what are we saying? It can be bigger than or equal to 125. So it is D. So it can't be the top one. If we're doing multiple choice, you know it can't be that one because it says less than or equal to. So if you cross off A, good. We're one step closer to. Oh, and it also says there's an equal sign. There's a less than or equal to, which means it's got to be the equal one. So all these ones, they're out because there's no equal sign underneath. So how nice, even if you weren't sure, multiple choice, straight away you can see that is option C or D. And we've just worked out it is D. Question 23, what are the coordinates of S, D, and W? This is just reading off a map. This should be easy, we'll see. 2. So we go along 2 and then up 8. So D should be 2, 8. So that looks good. No. 2, 8, 2, 8. No. All right. And now how about S? That will be 4, 6. S is 4, 6. S is 4, 6. Come on. That one, that one. That's out. And now W is 9, 6. Because we go along first and then we go up 9, 6. So it's either A or C. 9, 6. There we go. That's 6, 9. So really tricky question because can you see the numbers? It's like if you don't know how to read coordinates, you would have got this wrong. Please remember it's always along and then you go up. Good. 2 more questions, guys, and then that concludes the video. Question 24. 6x minus 7 equals 9 minus 2x. What does x equal? Okay, let's rearrange. Hang on. What am I talking about? This is multiple choice. You can actually put in the numbers and see if it works. That's brilliant. Rather than doing the algebraic way, using algebra in secondary school, you have to do that. But this is D11+. This is multiple choice. Okay, I've just learned something good. Well, I've just remembered something because I've said this to other people. So let's just go in order. A, let's put 2 into here. See if it works. Whenever a number is next to a letter, it means we multiply. So 6 times 2 is equal to 12. minus 7. And then how about the right side? Well, put 2 into here as well. Put 2 into here. So we get 9 minus 4, 2 times 2, 4. Now, does it work? Well, 5 on the left and 5 on the right, please. That is so lucky that the answer is A. Oh dear. That's too lucky. Right, I'm going to prove to you. Imagine we put in another one. It won't work. I didn't expect that. Normally, questions towards the end, they might force students to pick. It's either C, D, or E. So I'm going to put 4 just to show you why it doesn't work. 6 times 4 is 24. Minus 7. Now we do the same thing on the other side. This bit. 9 minus 2 times 4. 9 minus 8. And it doesn't work because 17 does not equal 1. Okay, so no, A is the answer. And now the final question, and then that is it for today. You guys deserve a rest having watched the video up to this point. Very well done. This is a long video. It is not easy. The 11 plus is a very long journey. Question 25. The wheels on Alice's bike have a circumference of 100. So a quick sketch of a wheel. Circumference is just a fancy word for perimeter for a circle. She replaces them with wheels with twice the circumference. Oh, okay. So instead of a wheel that has a length of 100, it is now 200. Okay, what's your point? Over a 10-kilometer bike journey, how many full rotations will each new wheel make? Oh, each, yeah. Hopefully they didn't say the total number of rotations, because on a bike we have 2 wheels. That would have been really tricky. Okay, let's see. Let's see. It is now 23:03, Saturday 22nd of June. One more question and I am done. It's good to say the time back to me, because if I ever rewatch this video, I know I shot this video at 11 p.m. On Saturday 22nd June. Okay, let's do it. 200, 10-kilometer bike. Okay, write it. Underline the important info. So 1 circle perimeter is 200. I don't know why they forced us to double. Looks a bit strange, but anyway, we'll take it. And now we cover a very long bike ride. 10 kilometer. Well, how many meters is that? 10,000. Well, hang on. Could I change it the other way? Could I change it the other way? No need. 10 kilometers, 10,000. Oh, it's centimeters. Ah, I need to wake up, mate. We're going from centimeter to kilometer. They're being really mean. So 10 kilometer, that's the same as 10,000 meters. Okay, well, we're not there yet, because we're going from here to there. But we can change it. So just keep changing the units, make it easier every step of the way. Now we go from kilometer to meters, and now you see the top one, 200 centimeters. Just make that 2 meters. That is the same as 2 meters. And now it looks okay. We're going from 2 meters to 10,000 meters. And how do we get there? Well, we times by what? Well, just look at the last bit. Look at the first bit, I mean. 2 times 10 is equal to 5. And then we got 1,000 here. So 5,000 meters. There we go. The time is now 23:07. It's about 11 p.m. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. In this video, I've covered questions 11 to 25 on Kent Test 1 from Exam Papers Plus. Thank you so much for watching.